This is part 2 of a 2-part video, the best places to retire in Southeast Asia. Did I say it wrong?
That's funny. Okay.
This is part 2 of a 2-part video, the top 10 places to retire in Southeast Asia.
Correct.
So if you missed part 1, we're going to put it up, click over here, go back to part 1 and watch that. It'll be in the link below this video, and then you can come back here and watch this. There'll be a link over to here then.
Yeah, so welcome to my channel. I'm 𝐁𝐎 from Hope Adventure.
Yeah, this is Dan from Vagabond Awake.
So in part 2, we want to tell you where is our top 10 favorite places in the Southeast Asia that we have visited.
Yeah, so in part 1 we covered what generally about the countries, what we found really fascinating because we toured all of them in Southeast Asia, the ones we mentioned. And now we're going to say what our favorite cities are here in this part. And then at the end of this part, we're going to talk about, we're going to rank our favorite 10 so you really know what where we would retire today if we were going to.
Okay, so we're starting by the country. No favorite, no anything.
Yeah.
Just tell you that what is our favorite places in this country.
Yeah, so we're gonna, when we cover a country, we're gonna tell you our top first, second, third, but we're not gonna, they're not ordered yet in terms of country. So which one, should we start with Malaysia?
Yeah.
Okay, for me, Malaysia, the #1 place that I would retire in Malaysia, and I really love Malaysia, so this is hard to pick, but I would pick Kuala Lumpur for my #1. My #2, I would pick Georgetown, Penang. And then my #3, I would pick Kuching, Sarawak. How about you? How about you?
My ones, I don't have the order. The place I love to be retired in Malaysia is Penang and Kuala Lumpur and also Kota Kinabalu.
Kota Kinabalu, so that's Sabah, yeah?
That is Sabah.
Yeah, great. Those are great choices. And by the way, 𝐁𝐎, as we said before, she's from Malaysia. So in fact, I met her in Kuala Lumpur.
So one thing that's in Malaysia, in KL and Penang, we have a good medical hospital. So we attract the people, tourists, medical tourists to come to Malaysia for the treatment.
Yeah, and 2 of the towns, the best towns for medical tourism for that reason is Kuala Lumpur and Penang. They both have great hospitals. So,
yes.
But they're also my favorite 2 cities.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just like when you have, you want to do the body checkup report just for the blood test, they tax you like 60 tests for the blood.
Yeah.
It costs you 250 ringgit.
Yeah, which is like $60 or something.
Yeah, and you will get your result in 3 days.
Yeah, so that gives you an idea how cheap it is. It's crazy. And you get a written report and it tells you all the numbers, and then you can go online and Google each of the things and see if you're in the, it tells you if you're in the range or not, but you can read more about, what you can do. So it's really nice. It's nice to have that kind of visibility into your health. Okay, what about Thailand? What would be your favorite cities?
My favorite city is Bangkok, the city that never sleeps.
Yeah?
I love that. And Koh Samui and Jomtien.
Very nice. Great choices. For me, Thailand, my #1 would be Koh Samui. #2 would be Bangkok. And #3 would be Chiang Mai.
Yeah, I love Jomtien. It's because Jomtien, you can renting an apartment with a very reasonable price. Because that the Bangkok apartment is slightly higher and the what you call the space,
square footage is smaller.
Yeah,
you can get a little more
so
room around you in Jomtien.
In Jomtien, with a very good view, you have a sea view, and you know, food in Jomtien is also very nice, and transportation in Jomtien also is very easy. They have the 10 baht tuk-tuk to going around, and also they have the Grab car and the boat, the online hailing car service app. So it's so easy. That's why I love that. Yeah.
And it also has, you're next door to Pattaya, so if you like nightlife, you're nearby that. And you're also just a short ferry ride away from White Sand Beach Island, so there's a lot of nice things about it. And you're only a few hours away from Bangkok.
Yeah, 2 hours away from Bangkok. And even they have a good hospital in the Pattaya, which is called Bangkok Hospital, which is one of the aspect told us that he went for his eyes surgical or something. Yeah. So Bangkok also is one of the famous medical tourist country.
Yeah, and for me, Bangkok, the reason I like it is everything's there. Shopping, restaurants. They have great above ground subway. I don't know what you call that, rail car. They have amazing water taxis that go up and down that Bangkok River. They see all the temples and everything. And then you have areas that are fun to just people watch, like Koh San Road and all the malls there and everything. And just you never run out of things to do. It's just an amazing city.
Yeah.
And Chiang Mai is a lovely place. It's up in the mountains, a little cooler, but you have to fly out of there for the burn season, which is like, I don't know, maybe February, March. Every year it's a little different, but because they don't till the crop, they burn the remnants.
Koh Samui, I love Koh Samui because it's also one of the big islands in Thailand. Why people will ask, why you don't pick Phuket, you pick Koh Samui? One thing is Phuket is very touristy. So the police will check you if you don't have a motorbike license.
Yeah.
But in Koh Samui, no one will check you for your motorbike license.
Yeah.
You can go around, and also Koh Samui is very a lot aspect to go there, and they have white sand beaches as well. Even not, you can just take a ferry to Koh Phangan or Koh Tao. They have a beautiful beaches.
Yeah.
Food is good, and they have hospital also over there.
And some people will complain about the food prices, but if you go to the tourist areas and eat in those tourist restaurants, you're going to pay $8 to $10 for an entree. Don't eat in those places. Come over, get my report, and eat in the local areas where you can get the meals for $2, $3, $4. And it's real Thai food cooked by real families that could use the money rather than these huge, high-end restaurants that are right on the beach. And it's okay once in a while to do that, but help the local people, the small restaurants.
The next one is Philippines.
Philippines,
so
yeah.
What's your?
Okay, so these aren't in order. Again, as Chung mentioned, we'll get to the ordering later. But for me, the three cities that really come to mind for me is Baguio, Puerto Galera, and Dumaguete.
My one is pretty close to yours.
Yeah.
My one is Baguio, Puerto Galera, and Panglao.
And Panglao.
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
Panglao is connecting with, Boho.
Boho, yeah.
Yeah. So Panglao also have a beautiful beaches and a lot of things that you can do over there, and a very good price for the seafood. And then you can go into the Boho, you can go to the mountain, you can go to the waterfall. So it's quite a nice area to be staying, and you can explore around.
A lot to do there, it's true.
Yeah, and you can jump the ferry to Cebu, to Dumaguete, to Siquijor. So I love them.
That's great. Talking about Baguio, the Philippines can be warm like all the other Southeast Asian countries, but Baguio is way up in the air. I forget how high, like a mile high. And so you have a lot of greenery, beautiful plants, rolling hills, and it's a university town. So you have all these creative arts and crafts all around you. Like on Sunday, they shut down the main road there, and everybody's in their costumes, and they're painting and drawing, and all the restaurants are selling food out on the street. And it's a real fair, like every Sunday.
And also, Baguio have the best food that we ever have in other parts.
That's true. It's the best food that we had in the Philippines.
Yeah.
Isn't it? Yeah.
They have very good food. I mean, local food.
Yeah.
And also vegetarian food.
Right.
And because why they have many food, because they have a night market. So, and the place that we stay is just walking area. We don't need a car or motorbike to go around. So, that is why we love Baguio.
Yeah, it's a centralized city. If you don't want a car, you don't need one. Some of the roads are steep. You're walking up and down, so you'll get in shape for sure.
Yeah.
And it's just so beautiful, and the weather is lovely. So it just really is a nice place.
Yeah.
Now, Puerto Galera, the lovely thing about that is, so Luzon is one of the, if not, it's probably the largest island in the Philippines. Very big, and in the middle, or to one of the sides of Manila, would be the west side. Is Manila, and just south of Manila is Metro Manila, and they have all these great cities there and shopping and restaurants. But there's not like a lot of beautiful beaches near there. But Puerto Galera, you go about 2 hours short south of there, jump on a ferry for 1 hour it seems, and you're in Puerto Galera, and it's white sand beaches, gorgeous fish, coral, amazing diving, and it's fairly small. It's a little remote city, but it's so close to Luzon.
Yes.
With the beautiful hospitals and the malls and everything. You're 3 hours away from that. if you need to go to the doctor or whatever. And so it's just a nice combinations of beauty and being close to convenience that I think really sets Porto Galera apart.
Yes, that's beautiful of Philippines. So the next one is Bali. So as we know, Bali that they have Ubud, Kuta, Seminyak, Logins, Canggu, and Uluwatu, and some of the part of places in the Bali. But my favorite one is Ubud.
Yeah, and that's where we're sitting now.
Ubud is so green and so peaceful. When you arrive, you just feel like very calm, very nice.
Yeah, it really is just lovely here. Everything about it is so lovely. And they have all these Balinese temples everywhere with koi ponds and ferns, and everyone kind of follows that tradition. The restaurants have greenery and
food is much better here in Ubud compared with those Kuta, Seminyak, those areas.
And cheaper.
Yeah.
And a lot of vegetarian choices here. And also the people here in Ubud are spiritual people, and which is also true of most of Bali, honestly. But there's something about the greenery and the cool air and all these temples and the great restaurants. It just really, for me, sets it apart from the rest of Bali.
And also Ubud, because Catalan a lot of Europeans, so they have a good pizza place.
Yes, they do.
Have a good burger place.
Yeah.
They have a good Thai food restaurant,
right.
Japanese restaurant, and Korean restaurant. You can just go to this restaurant by walking. Even that, if you don't want to go to grocery store, the Bintang supermarket, you can just online.
Oh yeah.
And then order everything WhatsApp, pick up for you, show you how much that you need to pay. They ask you want to pay card or pay cash. They send it to you.
They come deliver it to us. They delivered it today. 𝐁𝐎 bought the stuff. And so it's a special place, I think.
Yeah.
Even in Bali, it stands out for me head and shoulders. But I do like Uluwatu. I like it's kind of like a surfing community. It's kind of funky, cool, and it has a good vibe about it. It's not so crowded. It's not as crowded and the beaches are smaller and more quaint.
Yes.
And so that's where I would live. If I was a beach lover, I'd go to Uluwatu.
Uluwatu?
Yeah.
Oh, there's a lot of things, but different places have their speciality.
Yeah. Exactly.
There's a lot of things to do in Bali.
So what about Cambodia?
Cambodia.
I
would love Siem Reap.
Siem Reap, yeah.
Which is the city that you go to visit the Angkor Wat.
Yes.
And also the next one is Kampot. And also Battambang is just beautiful to visit.
Yeah.
It is quite dead for me. So what about yours?
For me, I would pick Siem Reap in Cambodia. And I agree, Battambang is an amazing place, a university town. I would say it's more of a place to visit though. But the history there and the beauty, you got to go, when you're in Cambodia, you got to go. And you got to go to, is it Kep? Or Kampot?
Kampot. Okay, let me talk about Kampot.
Okay.
So Kampot, if you still remember, we go there.
Yeah.
Also, we take the local buses to go there. So fun. It's like you back to your teenager time, you know. Just hop on the bus and just go. And then we arrive in Kampot, we see the expat over there. It's a lot of expat in the Kampot.
Yeah.
And you know, when you ask them where they're from, it's like everyone's from different country in Europe.
Yeah.
They have Amsterdam, they have Paris,
Germany, French,
UK, you know, Glasgow, London, you know, whatever. They get like a lot of people from different countries.
Assortment of characters.
And also the building over there is very French building.
Yeah.
And because they have a lot of digital nomad over there, so they have a good food, and the local food is very cheap. And also if you still remember that they have a river, and then we go to one of the boats.
The houseboats on the river.
Houseboat is a dive bar.
And they're tied up there. All the bars run along the front.
And then you drink the beer, watching the beautiful sunset.
Beautiful sunset, yeah.
And also, if you're feeling hot, you can take a motorbike and then just go to the mountain to see the famous abandoned church in Kampot.
Or you can go up the river and they rent kayaks. You can float around for the day. It's really nice.
It's a very nice place. And they have also good Italian food over there because they're Italian over there.
Yeah.
And they have cool very cold beer over there because there is UK people over there, so UK love cold beer. They make sure the glasses have to be frozen. So you have a lot of different kind of people to doing business over there. So you have a different thing. One thing is, you still remember when we go there, there is an old cinema, and then when we was there, they are just starting renovate. That's getting done. Then now it's turning to old cinema hotel. It's run by the Europeans. You still remember? It's so cute, and the building is so colorful over there.
Yeah. So it's again, if you come to Southeast Asia, you're going to want to slow travel around and see all these places. It's amazing. And for me, Siem Reap, I think, is where I'd want to live, though. Siem Reap, of course, as Chung said, it's the jumping off point to see Angkor Wat. That's the one of the most famous temples in the world. But you have Ta Prohm, and 10 other ones are just fascinating. It can take you weeks to cover all these temples. A huge area, and it was the largest city in the world. Many people say from the satellite imagery, and so and also great restaurants. Great nightlife in Siem Reap, because the world goes there to see all these temples, so you have all of the infrastructure supporting that. So it's a lot of fun to be in that town.
Okay, the next one will be Vietnam. So what is your favorite town in Vietnam?
My favorite towns in Vietnam are Nha Trang. It's a beach city. Hoi An. It's the trading capital of Vietnam several centuries ago. And Da Lat. It's a mountain town, a very cool mountain town. How about you?
My one is Nha Trang because I love the seafood over there, and a lot of food in that city. And also they have a good pizza over there. And then also the next one is Hoi An. It's on the beautiful colonial town, and also you can live on the beach as well. It's just like 10 minutes far from the town.
Yeah, it's a nice beach.
Yeah. The next one is Hanoi. I just love the Hanoi culture. Yeah, it's very old culture over there. That's my thing.
And Hanoi has this lake in the middle of the oldest part of town with a temple two temples in the middle of the lake. One you can get to, one you can't. And everything stays lit at night. And people dance around this lake. There's an area where you'll see people doing like swing dancing from the 40s and stuff. It's such a charming city. And then they have all those areas that you walk in with the little stools and everything, live music, and it's a fascinating city. Okay, so this is part 3. Now we're going to tell you our top 10 places in the Southeast Asia that we would retire today, knowing what we know if we retired. And we each have separate ones. And so, okay, should I name my top 10 or first 5 maybe? Okay, we're doing this backwards. My number 10, and we're working our way up to number 1, is Uluwatu in Bali, Indonesia, which is that little beach town I mentioned to you. My number 9 is Nha Trang, Vietnam. That little visa problem I was telling you about, I think it would still be worth staying there. My number 8 is Baguio in the Philippines. My number 7 is Georgetown, Penang in Malaysia. And my number 6 is Chiang Mai in Thailand.
Wow. That's very good, but we are totally different.
We are.
I would pick those places for me. The next city that I will tell is the place that I like the vibe, and I will be stay there for like 3 to 6 months, count the term.
Okay.
Yes. So my number 10 is Cambodia, Cambodia.
Okay.
Very beautiful, and I love the hippie vibe, over there. Number 9 is Nha Trang. Vietnam, which is, I love the food on that city. They have different kind of food because in Vietnam, different cities have different food, but Nha Trang have the best one, and seafood. Number 8 is Baguio, Philippines. Well, we know the cool weather, and they have very good food in Baguio and shopping. And I also think the hospital over there is not bad. You have your eye treatments over there.
Went over there to see a doctor.
Number 7 is Genting, Thailand. I love that you have your accommodation is just affordable, and also it's a very beautiful apartment. I think why I choose Genting is because I feel that my money is worth it when I renting an apartment in Genting, and they have good food, they have good entertainment. If I love the nightlife, I just jump to the 10 bars and go to Pattaya.
And
Have a
10 baht is like 15 cents or 25 cents. I mean, it's really cheap.
yeah. And number 6 is Kuala Lumpur, Malaysia. Why I choose that? Because that I feel my money is worth when I renting apartment over there.
Yeah,
Yeah.
totally.
And also food, the local food as well. Oh God.
We had Nha Trang and Baguio the same, at least,
Yes.
at 9 and 8.
Yeah.
Okay, here's my top 5, starting at number 5, Kuala Lumpur, Malaysia. Love that place. Number 4, 𝐕𝐂𝐷 in the Philippines. Love that place. Bangkok, Thailand, number 3. And then Koh Samui, Thailand, number 2. And my number 1 place in the world right now, and also last year for the entire world, is Ubud, Bali, Indonesia.
I think we have something is very like it. That's why we stay together. So my number 5 is Hoi An, Vietnam. And number 4 is Phang Lao, Philippines. Number 3 is Penang, Georgetown, Malaysia. And number 2 is Koh Samui.
Wow.
Number 1 is where we are sitting right now, Ubud, Bali, Indonesia.
Yay!
These places that if you are not spending a lot, you can easily living under $1,000 per month.
It's possible, yeah.
It's possible.
In all these places. Many expats will struggle with that, especially when they first leave their home country. But once you get the swing of it, and 𝐁𝐎's been in Southeast Asia most of her life, so she's able to do better than most people. But I'm more like 𝐁𝐎 than the average American, and we are able to keep the numbers down. But you'll never know what it costs you to live somewhere till you move there, or at least visit for a long period of time, a few months, and see where you're going to live, where you're going to eat, and what sort of things you're going to do to entertain yourself, and add it all up to find out what your cost of living will be. But if you click the link in the notes below this YouTube video, you'll see the web page that has links to all of these places we've talked about, reports available on all of them. On our YouTube channels, you'll see all of the videos we made when we were visiting all these places. We both have playlists by country. You can come over and watch our videos.
And also you can go to find those reports in vagabondbuddha.com. You can get all this report on what we eat, what we stay, where we go, how much is all these things, and information of everything.
Yeah, and all of our planning and tips and tricks about slow travel and retiring cheap overseas. It's all at vagabondbuddha.com.
Yeah, so that is our video today.
Thanks for watching. If you've enjoyed this, make sure
to like, comment, and subscribe.
And we'll see you in the next video.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.